Welcome everyone to Vested Interest. This is Shane back again for another stock pick of the day video. It is March 12th. Today we're going to take a look at CVS Pharmacy out of the healthcare sector. Let's jump right in. And if you have not done so or you are new to the channel, hit that thumbs up down below if you find any value in the content. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Join us on this journey to financial freedom. Join the Vested Interest community. And don't forget to click that notification bell down below so you're notified whenever we put out any new content. And drop a comment. Let me know what you think of CVS. Let me know what you think of the videos. And share with anyone you think that might find value in the content. It really does help out a small YouTube channel like me. And thank you to all of you who have done that. And a special thank you to the subscribers of the channel. I really do appreciate it. Now, this is the Vested Interest Stock Screener. This is how I look at a company on a high level. It's also how we're going to run through the videos. So you can pause this and go through this here. I'm looking for 5 of 8 or 6 of 9. The last one they're highlighted in green is for financial companies like banks or American Express, companies like that. You can use price to book for any company, but if it's not a bank or financial company, make sure you are comparing it to other companies in its sector. One is not necessarily what you want to use. For banks, it does work, but for other companies, not necessarily the case. Now, don't just blindly copy this. Make sure you're doing your own research and your own due diligence and setting up your own criteria. This is not my only criteria. This is just a screener. It gets me stocks that I'm interested in to do more of a deep dive. Now, back to the video. Check out this company at www.cvs.com. That is their homepage where I pulled this information from. And we're probably all familiar, you probably may even shop there or get your prescriptions there. The local CVS, right? The corner store where you can pick up some groceries, you can pick up your prescriptions, you can run in and grab a thing of milk, right? Photos, you can get a passport there, you pick up your vitamins, right? Your medicines. Home health care products, personal care products, beauty care products, groceries. They have their own brands, so you have the regular brands plus the CVS brands. But what you may not be aware of is they also have their hands in CVS Health companies. So Aetna, Caremark, Omnicare, Oak Street Health, Signify Health, right? They're providing insurance and health care. They also have minute clinics where you can go in and get checked up by a physician or a doctor, for bronchitis support, sinus infections, testing and screening for physicals, ear infection care, right? So they're minute clinics. So they don't just have the retail corner stores that you're probably familiar with. They definitely have their hands in more of a well-rounded healthcare company. That's what they're trying to be. Again, if you want to know more about this company, www.cvs.com. Check them out there. Now, on to the charts. The reason we were taking a look at them, down 0.95% on the day. Not a huge drop, but a drop nonetheless. And this is one in my portfolio, so I wanted to do a review to see if it still meets the criteria I set up whenever I bought it. So we are talking about CVS Health Corporation, ticker CVS. Closed out the day at $75.22. Looks like they're down a little bit more in the after hours when I pulled this up, right? The after hours had just started at 4:06, so not very long into the after hours. They could definitely turn that around, but that's just where they're at now. Excuse me. I have some sinuses right now, or a bit of a cold starting. Either way, maybe I need to go to CVS. But anyway, 52-week range, as low as $64.41, as high as $83.25. Average volume 11.1 million. Today's was 3.5, so less volume today than what is typical. Market cap of 94.661 billion, a beta of 0.5, so they are less volatile than the overall market. The market being 1, anything under 1 being the market being 1, anything under 1 being less volatile, anything over 1 being more volatile. Price to earnings ratio, PE ratio at $11.63 per share, pretty low in my opinion. Earnings per share, EPS sitting at $6.47 per share. That's pretty high for a company like this in my opinion. Next earnings date coming up sometime between May 1st and May 6th. Forward dividend is $2.66 paid on the year. They are quarterly payers, so divide by 4. We'll see that here in a minute. Nice starting dividend yield, 3.5%. Ex-dividend date was January 19th. They're going to pay out, or they did pay out on February 1st. And one-year target estimate, at least according to Yahoo Finance, $87.97 per share. So they see it going up and having some price appreciation from here. Now let's jump over to statistics, look at dividend yield theory. To do that, we're going to look at the 5-year dividend yield average of 2.87% compared to its current 3.5%, or over here, forward dividend yield 3.5%, same number. And since it is higher, it speaks to some undervaluation. Not only undervaluation, but a bit of a margin of safety on this one. And again, this one is in my portfolio, so I am long CVS. Payout ratio is low, 37.4%. I like under 75%. So very good numbers overall so far for this one, in my opinion. Very nice starting dividend yield. We'll see if it's growing over time here in a minute. Now, going down to the free cash flow, and there is a lot of good information under the. If you were to go to Yahoo Finance, where I pulled this information from, over here on the left hand of the page, there would be a lot of tabs you could click. You know, statistics, financials, analysis. Under the financials tab, a lot of good information. Balance sheet, income statements, debt to equity ratios. Are they paying down debt? Do they have more assets than liabilities? You know, are their margins shrinking, or are they contracting? Is their revenue growing, or is it contracting? We're going to take a look at free cash flow for our purposes, because we want growing free cash flow over time. Typically, if you have growing free cash flow, you have growing dividends. So going back to 2020, they were at 13.4 billion. 2021, 15.7, nice growth there. Bit of a drop in 2022 to 13.4, but you can see here on the line above, repurchasing their own shares. Further drop in 2023 down to 10.3, but again, repurchasing their own shares. And they have made some acquisitions. So when we looked at that healthcare providers portion, they have recently bought an additional healthcare providers. So that is part of the reason for some of this decreasing. They are making acquisitions along the way, and that is what companies can do with free cash flow. So I like that they're paying down or repurchasing their shares. They are paying down their debt as well. That's another thing you can look at under financial, so I like that. And free cash flow, I would say over the last few years, because of some of the acquisitions they've made and the repurchase of shares, is a bit flat, which is all right by me. This one overall has nice free cash flow, plenty of room in the free cash flow. Their payout ratio being under 75%, under 50% really. Plenty of free cash flow on this one. So really like the numbers overall for this one. Let's keep going. Now, according to stockanalysis.com and the 22 analysts, they have looked at this. They have a consensus buy on this one. Now, they do have a low estimate of $76, which would be a little bit over where it currently sits. That would be a 1.05% increase from its current stock price. Average estimate of $89.59. That would be a 19.12% increase from where it currently sits. And if it happened to hit their high of $106, that would be a 40.94% increase. All the while, you could collect that 3+% dividend yield, 3.5% dividend yield. So I actually like it whenever all of the estimates are above the current price, right? That is a good sign. So you're seeing green here. That means if you were to buy now, all of their estimates say you're buying at a good price. Dividend yield theory says it's potentially undervalued. Overall, really like the numbers. Now, again, here you can get in statistics. We're going to look at financial efficiency of the company. To do that, we're going to look at return on equity and return on invested capital. I typically like 10% or better. Return on equity on this one sitting at 11.3%. Beats that metric there. Return on invested capital a little lower at 6.60, but I will say because of some of those acquisitions, they are not seeing quite the full returns yet, so I am willing to live with that below. So mixed bag on that one, but overall not bad. I also like to look at EPS growth. I like 5% or better. They're sitting at 12.61. Very, very nice growth. And revenue growth forecasted at 4.85% over the next 5 years. So again, very good numbers overall. Let's keep rolling. And last, we're going to take a look at the dividend. Now, they say the payout ratio is at 41.11%. I think Yahoo Finance had it at 37%. Again, under 50%. Very, very low. And fast dividend growth. Now, they have just recently started that growth. Let's go. Excuse me. Let's look at that real quick, and then we'll look at my position. Going back to January 21st of 2021, they were at 50 cents. Now, they did not raise that up till July of 2022. They raised it up to, January of 2022, they raised it up to 55 cents. Then they raised it up again, January 2023, to 60 cents and a fraction of a penny. And most recently here in January, they raised it up to 66 cents and a fraction of a penny. So very nice dividend growth over here. If you were to go back to 2020, 2019, 2018, they had paused the dividend for a little bit, but they're back growing again with a low payout ratio. Again, I am long CVS. I currently hold 143.278 shares. My cost basis is $70.45. I am up 6.77%. So I was buying this one a while ago whenever it was really pulled back into the low 70s, high 60s. I wouldn't mind nibbling. If this was to pull back any further, closer down here, I wouldn't mind throwing a couple more shares into this one. Obviously, I have a pretty big position at a little over $10,000, $10,087.28 into this. Currently worth $10,776. I might, if it stays down lower, there were some other ones right now I'm adding. AWK I'm trying to build out. Comcast I'm trying to build out. Those are running up a bit. So I wouldn't mind maybe nibbling on this one. It looks attractive right here. I still think it's showing good value. I just have a pretty well built out position right now to be adding. And if it was to drop below, my cost basis, I would add. Not a bad one. Might be worth throwing on your watch list, if not in your portfolio. Again, I am long this one. I think this is looks pretty attractive in my opinion. Well, as always, appreciate you stopping by. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to show me some love. Hit that thumbs up, ring the notification bell. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button and join us on this journey to financial freedom. Join the vested interest community. Don't forget to ring that notification bell. I do personally read and respond to the comments. I'm always interested to read your questions, opinions, or suggestions for future topics. So if you have a company like CVS you'd like me to cover in the Stock Pick of the Day series, go ahead and drop it down below. And this is Shane signing off, wishing peace and prosperity to you and yours. And remember, financial security comes to those who take a vested interest. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a great week, and we'll see you in the next one. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing in this presentation should be considered financial advice. I'm only sharing my opinion and investor journey for educational and entertainment purposes. Investing involves risk and kinds of money to never invest any amount not comfortable losing. Always do your own research. Investments in your situation, circumstances, and select criteria, or seek the advice counsel of a certified financial advisor.